everyone, this is Charmander, and in this video, I'm going to be discussing with you the importance of having key members in your alliance, and not just key members, but key players that play a specific role in making sure your alliance can win major PvP events. With that being said, as you know, this game, when it comes to big wars like GW, AR, or IR, it's going to be a combination of field battles, rally, and garrison. That means in order to successfully win a war, you need to have players fighting in the field, providing field presence. And what field presence means is, for example, currently I am in Genesis War. Let's say we try to go for the science hub here in the middle, but if we are trying to defend it or rally it, then there's going to be enemies on the field that can potentially intercept our rally or our field fighters. So we need field fighters to stop them from intercepting our rally if the enemy has the science hub and we're trying to take it, or we need to have field fighters to make sure that when the enemy rallies it, we can potentially intercept it, or at the very least provide a safe passage for our garrison to fill the science hub. So that is the important role of a field fighter. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if we are doing a PvP event, then rally is utmost importance because we need to rally this. So every team will need to have at least one of each. So one infantry rally captain with Stella and Eddie, one range rally captain with Julia and Bard, or Julia and Lewis, and one rider rally captain with currently the best one being a combination of either Felix and Elena or Felix and Chasey or Chasey and Elena. I do think in the future they are going to introduce a rider siege hero with a super weapon. So do keep an eye out for that. On top of that, if you are the one defending the science hub, for example, or any other structure in other PvP events, then you're going to need to have a garrison captain. So that means you need to have a Raigoro and Riven Garrison Captain for infantry. You also need to have an Ethan Lewis or Ethan Victor or Ethan Sophie ranged garrison captain. And you also will need a Chasey Elena or Chasey Felix rider garrison captain. So as you can see, if you have one of each of those garrison captains and rally captains, then you have the flexibility to defeat your opponents if they are, for example, doing a range rally towards your garrison. Then you would use Chasey because rider counters range. If they're doing an infantry rally on you with Stella and Eddie, then you might want to use Ethan and Lewis or Ethan and Sophie, as range will defeat infantry. And finally, if someone is doing a rider rally on you, then you might need to use a Raigoro Riven Garrison, as infantry beats rider. Now, mirror matches also works. For example, infantry versus infantry, or range versus range, or rider versus rider. So there's definitely many different combinations, and you could even beat a garrison if your armaments and your workshop is a lot stronger than theirs. So there's definitely a lot of factors involved when it comes to doing rallying garrison in this game. Now, on the bare minimum, you need to have one of each of the different troop type specialty for rally and garrison in order for your alliance to be strong. And if you really want to be as strong as possible, then what you really want to do is to make sure that you have two of each at different time zones, because as you know, in this game, the wars happen 24/7 with the exception of Genesis War, where it is at 14 UTC currently. But if you're doing Island Raid or Archipelago Raid, it's happening the whole day pretty much. So if your garrison captain or your rally captain is asleep, your alliance might be in trouble. And ideally, they would be T6, if not high T5, with armaments over 3.5 million. So if you don't have that, then your alliance has a hole in your roster, and your opponents can exploit it by using the right garrison or the right rally to defeat you. So with that being said, my current alliance here in Genesis War, we are looking to recruit after this event is over. So if you see this video, we'd love for you to apply. If you are a garrison captain, we are always looking for garrison captains, whether you are infantry, range, or rider. But we are especially looking for a Raigoro and Riven infantry garrison captain with over 3.5 million in armaments, either T6 or high T5. We are also looking for a Chasey and Elena rider garrison captain with armaments over 3.5 million. That is either T6 or high T5. And of course, we would not say no to an Ethan and Sophie garrison captain, again 3.5 million or higher in armaments. That is T6 or high T5. We're also looking for a Stella and Eddie infantry rally captain with armaments over 3.5 million to be our infantry rally captain. So those are the ones that my alliance is currently missing, because if you look at our current roster, I am a range main, as you know, and my Julia is fairly strong for the bracket that we're fighting in at 3.9 million might. So I am the range captain for our alliance. And then we have Falcon, who is also a range captain in our alliance. He has armaments just exactly at 3.5 million, so he can definitely do garrison or range rally. However, he doesn't have Bard. He uses Julia and Lewis, which is fine. Then we also have Tess, who's currently T5, but he's almost T6, and he is our rider garrison captain with armaments at exactly 4 million, and he has Chasey, but sometimes he's not online because he's in North America, so we do need someone that is in Asia or Europe to cover the time zones that he's not able to play and provide that Chasey and Elena garrison captain. We have 0 infantry garrison captains with 3.5 million or higher in armaments, so that's definitely going to be a problem for us if we don't get that addressed in the future. We don't have a single Stella and Eddie infantry rally captain as well, so we do need one in the future. And technically Tess can do rider rally, but if he's doing garrison, then he won't be able to ride a rally. So we do need a rider rally focus player or a rider Chasey Garrison focus player. So if you're interested, our alliance is in server 645. The name of the alliance is FTD. And if you're interested in applying as our infantry Raigoro Riven Garrison Captain, or Chasey Elena or Chasey Felix Garrison Captain, or Stella and Eddie infantry rally captain, feel free to send me a message and we'll chat about you joining our alliance. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.